Your hair color looks amazing. Can I say yes? You can keep saying that. Like more things like that are appreciated and always accepted here. I do have little bits though that are like standing out right, so don't look at it too much. But do we want to chat? Do we want to? Oh my goodness, Dill Pickle! Thank you so much for that's a good name, Dill Pickle. And I really your name's like Dylan, just because DYL. But either way, that's really good. Love that. Thank you for the gift subs. Love the hoodie. Thank you. It's actually like it's really funny because whenever I do brand work stuff, they normally don't want like a hoodie or things with logos or characters or stuff. So my own merch is like the perfect one where I'm like, yes, I shall get it in the promo actually. I shall double up here. Thank you. Thank you very much. Also, it's great on camera, so win-win. This is like the content creator hoodie. This was the best option. Riley, thank you for the Prime sub. Molly, thank you for the tier 1 for 30 months. My God. Oh my God, that's how old I am. I'm kidding. I actually don't care. The Monopoly Man, thank you for the tier 1. Being 30 feels no difference. Nico for the bets. And that's me. Thank you so much for the gift subs. You want a Chromia hoodie? Bestie, that ship has sailed twice. That ship sailed, went around, came back to dock, and you still missed the second iteration. You might need to wait another like 5 years. If that was how long it took, I can't really remember. But you might need to wait another few years, you know? Like that train's left the station, they built a new station, the train got to that one and you still weren't at that station either.
Everybody clap your hands!
Thank you. I feel like I can't keep up. The moment I speak something that isn't reading your notifications, I miss notifications.
Money. He got money.
Trendy Hamilton, thanks so much for the tier 1 for 2 months. After Lore. Yeah, Lore, how are you? Tier 3 for 11 months, nearly a whole year. That's crazy. That's crazy, actually. Giving flashbacks to Subathon? No, because I don't have another like boyfriend to reveal it that into that. Also, we still have Subathon goals I need to do. I still need Steph to come and put me in drag. I still need. I love you. Have a good day. Bye. I love you.
I love you too! I love you too!
Thank you so much for the betties.
Money. He got money. Get it all.
And Isabel, thanks so much for the tier 1. So yeah, I think we still have a baking stream. I still have drag, and I still have a tattoo. Is that the 3 things we're missing? Is that the 3 we haven't done? The tattoo is crazy. Yeah, don't worry, I didn't like chat. You didn't get to pick it. You just meant I had to do it. It's a tattoo that I've been wanting to do for a while. Because basically, what I want to do is I want to get a tattoo with really simple like flowers of like my family's favorites. Like I'm gonna get a poppy. Because that's both my mom's favorite flower, but also it was my grand's. And my grand isn't here. So it's a nice way to like have that on there. And then as people in my life, like I get, not necessarily when they die, I can get them some when they're alive, but I can get a cute little bouquet made up of all of my favorite people's favorite flowers on me. And they'll make up a little like bouquet or a little garden. And I think I'm going to do it down like on my like shin ankle area, like around there. Because then I think it could also, depending on how many flowers I get, I can either do them as a little bouquet, or I could do like a whole ring around my leg of just different flowers all sprouting out. I thought that could be cute. Thank you, Nessa, for the baddies. Very much appreciated. But yeah, so that's my tattoo idea. I just need to get the tattoo and find an artist that I like their style of that can do it. Because obviously it's like the first one will be simple. And part of me wants to like maybe do, I also love like watercolor tattoos. Like that's what this is with the watercolor coming behind. I wish this was like ever so slightly more left in it solely because like when I bend my wrist like that, you don't like see the whole thing. I need to like wrist like there. You know? But that's just also the way my arm angles. So. But so vampires. I'm not going to go into so much detail.
I love you, bitch.
I never
never stop loving you, bitch.
Thank you so much. Let's get matching sleeves together. I have a whole lift up. Wait. Don't you threaten me with a good time? Don't you threaten? See, Avid came to me and was like, I don't know what to fill in this spot when like the sleeve he's got. And I instantly was like, do space, do stars thing. And he was like, wait a minute, this is great. So I've helped advise Avid's tattoos, which is kind of a scary thing because it's like permanent. And like he could eventually decide that he hates me and now he's just gonna have a tattoo that's like, stars, that was Scott. You know? Your ending always, did you cry? I wanted, so I was between two minds for my vampires episode where I was either going to get it like the thumbnail as the what I did use, so like us all over the town as the walls are on fire, or I was going to use it as a shot I have of me like over the grave, like over the shoulder shot on the grave, and I was just going to blur out the name. But I think not doing that was my better option because I haven't really done cinematic-y things with vampires, so I knew it coming out of nowhere was going to like hit harder. I knew everyone having no idea that I could do it or was going to do it would work. But I will say the little bit where I find out that Avid's died and like who did it, I get that like ringing noise. That I can't take credit for. That was from Shelby, who I think got it from Avid. But Shelby obviously was over visiting for my birthday and we were talking about it and I was like, wait a minute, I need to add that to mine. Mainly because I was genuinely like out of character, so caught off guard, not by Avid's death. Avid I was expecting to die. He had spent all of this series just annoying every person that he interacted with pretty much. But he also was like messaging me during the break time being like, I'm under the town beacon, it's just me, I'm alone, I'm going to convert the town beacon. And I'm like, no, maybe we don't convert the town beacon, you idiot. Leave.
We all make choices.
But he didn't.
That was a
and then he died
choice.
to humans, and then he died to them. My bet was I knew Avid was going to die. I just didn't realize it was going to be from like Owen and Pyro. I wasn't ready for a betrayal B plot. I didn't think that was happening. So it fully just out of character caught me so off guard that I was like, I don't know what to say. But also, I think saying a lot with just silence in a lot of situations works really well. The fun bit with it was like, there's so, I think it was scripted with Pyro and Owen. What do you mean scripted? Like none of it is scripted. There's no scripting involved. But I hate when a betrayal be planned to reuse while you're already mourning a character. Exactly. I had things to do. I had people to mourn. But I think also, like, to be fair, like, there's so many little nuances that, like, happen during that interaction where, like, Pyro gets, he ends up, like, jumping on a log, so he's, like, above me looking down, when he tells me, which is, like, from his side is kind of, like, a power play of, like, see, I'm taller than you. But from my side, like, I do the really slow head turn, like, the going from, like, this to, like, like really slow silently. But then also one thing that I do, which I'd purposefully done, I never look Pyro in the eyes. I look through him. Like, I'm only ever, like my crosshair's only at like his chest area. Like, I'm never actually looking him in the eyes through the whole conversation. I'm looking at like the center of his chest pretty much. That's where I'm going to put the stake. Lore! Thank you so much, Casery. Thanks so much for the tier 1 for 31 months. And then Aquarius for the tier 1, and then Lore for the 10 months. Thank you. That's crazy behavior. The wild part was when you know he's invisible. So it's really funny because I knew Pyro was invisible from way longer than I acknowledged it. Pretty much like the moment he came behind us, like when we were just about to get onto the bridge is kind of where he jumped in. Since then, I knew. Vintage! Thank you so much for the birthday wish. Hi. I knew that that was Pyro, and I was just keeping it in my back pocket, where I was like, when is the right time to call him out here? And I was really hoping it wasn't like one of the other vampires, but I feel like none of the others would have snuck around like that, so it felt a very Pyro thing. He's got his thoughts on teaming in session 8. You tried to kill me! You literally said you would turn someone if they killed me. Just because you've seen that 2 people are very capable of killing you and those 2 people want you dead, doesn't mean you think you come to my side. I won't be your defender. But yeah, it was a fun little, like, as Owen was telling me this, and like, I was playing a lot of, like, silence is my choice, if that makes sense. Like, when Owen was telling me his things, it was a lot of like, I'm going to stay quiet to let you speak longer to see what else you say. Like, it was a lot of that. Which then was really funny, when I like did say things, or it was a fun thing to edit with, which it's just fun. Vampires is fun. Apo brushes teeth, Apo is on site. Apo kills Avid, Apo's on site. Apo on site, Apo is not on site. Yeah, literally, Apo was number 1 target, and then it suddenly switched to you. It's also really funny because, like, Avid and Shelby both did the thing. Like, there's so many bits with, like, vampires that, like, you say or do or act in a way in character that then wouldn't, but, like, doesn't make sense for content. So, like, for example, like, I told Avid, stay down here. Go into this bit and stay here. You will be safe. I've shown you where to get out. Stay in. Because that would, like, make sense in character. To, like, stay hidden. But from content side, that's awful for Avid. So, like, of course he was going to leave. Like, if Owen and Pyro hadn't come down, I'm sure Avid would have wandered his own way out of the crypt. Same as, like, I told Shelby to stay in the mines. She didn't. She got a little bit of stuff and then left pretty quick. But again, that would have been bad content if she did. So it's always funny, like, balancing that list. I never got to say goodbye to Avid. No, Apo, see, I think when you shoved a stake in him prematurely, trying to kill him, that was probably a good enough goodbye. You know? That probably got the message across. I think Avid's probably aware. I wouldn't worry. There's an Oakhurst goodbye, just like a Glasgow kiss. Well, no, Glasgow kiss is a headbutt. It's not death. Mr. Purple Wolf, thank you so much for the gift sub to Amp Frost. It was so sad. Yeah, it was. It fully like caught, as I said, like so much of my in moment or in character reactions were like me personally being like, because I didn't like going into next week. I'll have a better head on it because like in the moment it all seems so fresh. Owen told you to meet him at the crypt earlier in the session too. I was going to get avided right before, but then I got outed as the enemy, I think. Or to be fair, Apple, I think it was maybe just he knew he wanted to use the crypt as a death like thing, and then told you, but then it just changed to avid when that was an option. Though that would have been. Can you think of like how poetic that would be if the crypt is where Owen led you when you got turned, like the whole thing that turned you into a vampire, and then the crypt is where Owen led you, or where your time of being a vampire came to an end. Crazy. That'd have been a full circle for you. Like that would have given you the perfect little like tie it with the bow. Scott, it could still happen, don't give him ideas. Apple, I want you to tell me now, Apple, if anyone on the vampire side is like, you should come to the crypt. Well, you go. Now I can make it more cinematic by killing you. In a funny turn of events, Apple, it's ended up that like I'm not biggest enemy number 1 now on the server. Genuinely, I think there's more people on there that want to kill Owen, Pyro, and you. I've got 3 people ahead of me. Like, the only people that like realistically I think want to kill me right now is like Lagundo, because Lagundo, and then maybe Martin, because it's Martin. But like, everyone else is just... I'm just kind of here. Abolish isn't... Like, Abolish will fight if he's fought. You're saying Abolish, but like, Abolish didn't... If you notice it, like, the fight right at the start, like, I think I accidentally shoot Abolish once, and he shot me once, and that was it. Like... Later on, when I ran past, he ran past me. We didn't swing. Also, guys, if Abolish has to get me, he needs to learn to aim his shoulder barge so that it hits me. You know? He killed Shelby, but, like, he couldn't kill me. You know? Abolish's biggest weakness was a wall. I jumped on a wall and that was him done. Yeah, Shelby was not super trying to escape. Is expecting you to punch Pyro for doing it. So if anyone has ever kind of clocked it, after I think when he turned Shelby, I punched him. But after that, I don't think I've punched Pyro once. Also, thank you to Hannah for the tier 1 for 6 to 8 months. Oh my god. And then Pixie, thank you for the Prime sub. Very much appreciated. Sorry if I've missed other ones. I just get so locked in. Like, when I brought Pyro down to the crypt and was like, hey, I know you lied to me. Like, I made a point of never hitting him. Like, Oh, Abolish! I've seen Scott run in the live series. I'm not chasing after him. No, that's valid. That's valid. It's literally my favorite pastime. You've seen me running the live series on top of, or you've seen me running the live series when I don't have vampire superpowers, compared to trying to do it on a series where I can just like jump and turn into a bat and go invisible. The thing is, I don't get to have as much fun with vampires as I do with live series, because normally when I'm getting chased in live series, I'm getting chased because I'm on like green while everyone else is on like reds. So there's still a lot of like, there's no stakes in it, which is funny. There's no stakes in it because I'm very much working on like, I don't have anything to lose. Like, I lose a life, but then I'm still in it. Whereas vampires is scarier to do because all it takes is one trip up and then I'm like dead kind of thing. So vampires, I have to be a lot more strategic in what I can do. Live series is full gameplay for most part too, while vampires is much more balanced with lore. I would say that like live series is like 90% gameplay and 10% lore, and vampires is like 80% lore and 20% gameplay. It is very much the opposite side of the spectrum. Are we allowed to enchant things? No, because we don't have levels. Our levels are XP bars replaced with our blood bar. So we can't enchant things physically. Is V Scott canonically killable? Yes. I mean, everyone is, because it's just a, like, we're playing the same game. But the reason, like, basically the way we sort of canonized it, or I came up with for like why I would be put to sleep and not just stuck, would be because like back then, like obviously Vampire Scott doesn't know what the beacons were. Like he was very much like, these weren't here while I was around. Like I don't know what that is. But I think it's because we basically went up for the route of like, I was put under a sleeping curse because they couldn't kill me. And the reason I couldn't be killed was because way back then I would have used some magic person to make it so that like my skin was impenetrable by wood. So like wood wouldn't go through it, you just, it would splinter, do nothing. But in the same way that like 600 years later the sleeping curse wore off, it's kind of assumed that my protection would have as well. Impervious, that was it. So that's kind of where that trade-off is. Where it's kind of like, that's why I can't just do the same things. Will you show more about the goldsmith lore in the future? So I was talking about this with Shelby today, where like, I have thought of, or I have like big, what's the word? Like angsty backstory and like trauma that I could use and be like, this is why he's like this. These all make way more sense who he is as a character if these were things that happened to him. But on the other side, it's been so fun, I think, both for me playing it and from a viewer perspective, of you all getting to have a character that is a bad guy for the sake of being a bad guy. Like, sometimes it's fun to just have a villain that you can dislike because they're a villain, not that I need to feel sorry and like empathetic towards every single bad guy. Like, it's been nice kind of like just being I'm playing it more in this sort of like, is Cam canon to Vampire SMP? No, because I'm like 1400 years old. Also, up until Avid really flirting with me in episode like 6, I hadn't planned on
Everybody
doing
clap your hands.
anything more with it than like the little bit that Pyro was calling me sire. Even that was all Pyro. Thank you so much for the berries. What was that? Madam Bonti, thank you so much for the berries. Very appreciated. Thank you. It's Chris, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Congrats on birth. No, Mystica, I haven't birthed anything. There was no birthing here. I've not done any of that. Yeah, Pyro started the sire lore, exactly. He was the one who used the word sire. He was the one who used the word disciplined. Like, he's the one who did it. That wasn't me. You know? But either way, and now Yahweh officially over, I guess. No, we never said that. I mean, it's over with Vampire Avid because, you know, he's dead. But, like, I still have some heartstrings I can tug on. Y'all think it was bad then? Oh, wait a minute. Pyro dug his own grave. You mean like they got Apple or they got Avid to do? The thing is that, like, there's no, when everyone is like, what, like, is this next or that next? Are you going to do this? Like, there is no point in me giving you an answer because this series is not scripted. I could go in being like, yeah, I'm going to absolutely, mess Owen up and then, like, die in the first 5 minutes to, a fall and then a human having to be there when I spawn. Like, there's so many things that could happen with stuff that, like, you just kind of need to roll with the punches. Like, I always say, like, if you remember my Third Life finale, my final death was shit. My final death was awful. I was so mad with my final death. Like, Martin and Ren, like, did not hold up the sort of, like, grace period we were meant to when someone died and, like, all their stuff. Scott, let me get punched. When did I let you get punched? When did I get punched? I let you get killed. Or did I let you get punched? But yeah, either way, I hated my final death. Like, I left, like, once it happened, I literally was like, Lizzie, we need to do something. I need to come over and watch something because I'm mad. And she was like, right, cool. And we watched Cruella, the Disney film, because that was at the time. And it was good. But we watched that. And I remember being like, I don't know how to make that good. Like, I don't know how to make that into something. And then I had the whole, like, home, like, are we home? Home thing. Section. And that was just like, wait, that became such a, like, iconic moment. People, like, stick with that. The home part is, like, it was such a pivotal moment now for, like, that character and, like, that era. And it's just funny because it wasn't a planned thing. It wasn't my ideal. It was something I made out of a bad situation. I let you get murdered. See, I didn't realize I was your keeper, Avid. I didn't realize one kiss over a beacon meant that I was your keeper. I hadn't realized. If you'd been more upfront with your desires or wants from that relationship, like, I could have been more on it, but, like, I didn't realize you wanted me to, like, walk around with you like a puppy. Like, just kind of keep my eyes on you 24/7. Take you on walks. I didn't realize that was the vibe you wanted. I did tell you to stay put. Okay, you need to weigh in. Did it have tongue? Is crazy. That's crazy. Yes, no, I'm joking. I'm gonna say you get it on the lips. I don't think there was tongue. I think it was a bit too quick. I think it was too mwah and then done. So no. I hope you're all happy with that answer. I think how long the kiss was determines how much tongue there was. Tongue is for full-on making out. I mean, yeah, that sounds right. Mm-hmm. It's like scribbling out the drawing that he's been doing of us two, like with our tongues in each other's mouths. Like, no. Mm-mm. You know what, Avid? If you want that in your head canon, you can. You know? If you want to take the thought of it including tongue to the afterlife, to limbo, if that's what makes you happy, then you have my blessing. Apple, if what makes you happy is headcanoning that mine and Avid's kiss was really long and there was tongue, you do it. You know? Whatever makes you happy, bestie. If that's what you can enjoy and that's what you want to take from it, then art is subjective. And if that's what you take from my art, then that's fine. You know? That's totally up to you. I'm feeling Major Scythe, I don't like any of this. Right, so that's... Okay, for context, guys, so Apple has just said the message, I'm full on Major Scythe, I don't like any of this. What I'm now going to present to you is a word-by-word reading of all of Apple's previous messages today. We can say it was canonically really long and there was tongue, talking about me kissing Avid. I think how long the kiss was determines how much tongue there was. Tongue is for full on making out, talking about me and Avid. Yep, I was in the cave for the first time ever, session 7. See, that wasn't an Avid one. Scrolling up other crypt things, like I was going to get Avided. That's a mention of Avid. I never got to say goodbye to Avid. Sad face. No mention of Pyro. Not a single one. You know? Not a single one. Hypothetical or subconscious. You know? It's Apple's crack ship. Honestly, I'll be so real, guys. Some of the times y'all come up with the absolute weirdest fucking duo name ship names that none of us have any idea who they are. Like, the amount of turmoil I had back when I used to do MCC teams and people would be like, put this duo, and I'm sat there like, I don't know. Like, let's bring back just merging the names together, because like that didn't used to just be like a ship romantic thing. That used to just be any people. Let me enjoy the thought of men kissing in peace. Yeah. Men kissing. Yeah. But like that was so much easier. I could figure out who Major Scythe was. You know, Major Scythe, great one. Avet, fantastic. Jizzy, a dream. I know who those people are. But when we start getting fucking Lumberjack duo. Okay, so I need to remember that Owen's character was a Lumberjack and also Pyro's name is Jacket. No! No, we're not doing that. What the fuck? What's Outhouse duo? Oh, that's because they built outhouses and... See, this is what I mean. You're not even consistent with your duos. I never created Flower Husbands. I didn't name us that. We would have been like Skimmy or something. I don't know. Jot. That was fun. Feels like a scientist trying to decode caveman murals. Literally that sometimes. Like, I just feel like it should be decided that people have one duo name and it's a combo of their names and that's what we run with forever. Mimi, thank you so much for the tier 1. Very much appreciated. Who's Apple Spice? No, whoever did Scam Bamger, that's wrong. Lore, that's Mickey. We don't like that one. Brian! Hi. What's going on? Hi. How was your stream? What were you up to? But yeah, no guys, Scam Bamger is an awful name. It's just Scam. It's just Scam. Scam is so good. Wait. I know what I'm gonna do. How the heck do I do this from here? Nope, never mind, I can't. I'll figure it out another time. I was going to add Scam Bamger to my can't type it word list. Hi, Amariza. I just heard a Smajor subscription and thankful on this fine day, my birthday. It's meant to be. Abolish, that's like when people are like, I showed my grandma all the cast of this thing and she had to guess what their names were. Like, that's the equivalent of that. But yeah, in this chat, you can add it if you want. Yeah, get rid of Scam Bamger. That's an awful name. It's just Scam. Scam works so nicely. Scam is 3 of his... Scam includes Cam's whole name. For me, I get 2 letters. I've dropped 3 for him to have all of his. Scam is a pain to look up though because it's an actual word. But that's why you use hashtag scam. Fine, at most we could do scam bam. I'll accept scam bam. I gave you a VIP recently, Marm. I can take it away. I'll do it. Playing a dangerous game here. Scam bam, thank you, ma'am. Exactly. Why? Like, It's Sassy Scott Day. Every day is Sassy Scott Day, but also today's my birthday, so like I literally can't lose. Please no, I'll behave. That's what I thought. Scam bounce was that's what I thought. Scott, she's not behaving. Help. And no more. Mav is now saying you're not behaving. I don't know. Scat sounds cursed. Why would who's Katrina? Like, where are you getting that name from? Scam is because it's Cam. Dang, that's a long Cam. Well, he's actually not that long. He's shorter than me. So like, dang, that's average Cam. Average sized Cam. You know? Hurricane Katrina. Or like Hurricane Tortilla. How tall is Cam? Like 5'9", 5'10". He's smaller than me. Dang, that's a cam. See, people will read that as dang, that's a scam. Because that's like people still read my name. No, Laura, I don't think you're in any justification to say who you're tall because you're like 4'2". So, like, Laura comes up to the meet and greet and you're like waving down at them kind of vibe. But people, I get emails still saying like, hey, dang that salon name, because they think it's dang that salon name rather than dang that salon name. But it's always nice to know if YouTube stops working, I could go into hairdressing. You know, the branding's there. You're not that short. Right. Yeah, Cam was the straightest in the hot tub. So yeah, let me talk about birthday. We're doing Vampire Chan. My birthday. It was my birthday today. But for the weekend they are gone, I decided to do a big Airbnb with all my friends, which is how I've spent the last few of my birthdays because I love spending time with my friends. So this time we got a nice big Airbnb down a place called Salisbury. Which, if you're a UK person, do you remember there was that Russian spy that got killed? Like or he killed? I think he was a Russian spy that was like now working for, either way, the guy that got poisoned in like daylight. That was like a whole thing in the news for a while. That place, it was that. That's where we went. We didn't see the poisoning or the Russian man, but we, like, town was lovely. Town was great. There was a little market on. I had a wonderful time. I got a lovely iced coffee. And then they did pulled pork, loaded fries. So it was basically like loaded fries with like a roast dinner on top. I had like applesauce, some pork, I had some crackling gravy. Like it was, I want it again. My mouth is watering thinking about it. What a weird reference to go towards. Okay, Soft, why don't you tell me 17 facts about Salisbury then? Come on. Has a cathedral. Now what else? Is it in Stonehenge near Salisbury? Yeah, but we drove past that after my last birthday last year in Bath, so like we'd kind of already seen it. And realistically, seeing it from the car park and seeing it from my car, the road next to it, kind of the same thing. The same thing. So, either way, we did the birthday weekend, which was lovely, and there were so many of us there. The bit that Avid was talking about was one of the features of the hot tub was there was one of the features of the hot tub, one of the features of the Airbnbs that had a hot tub. So, we'd been out in town in the morning, and when we got back, we were like, we should go to the hot tub. So, me, Shelby, Marm, and Avid were like, let's head down to the hot tub. That's the plan. So, because we'd spoke about it as we were like leaving, or as we were at Tesco, I think. You brought the hot So hot that Avid spent, I would probably argue, more time sat on the edge of the hot tub rather than in it because it was too hot for him. So we all decided we were going to go down. I then told Cam, who was like, I'm coming. Then the 5 of us walked down to the hot tub. And we got in, well, me, Cam, and Avid got in. The girlies sat at the side at the like couch and just had a yap. Then we had a wonderful time chatting and yapping and just having a good time. And then Jimmy, Jack, and Ollie came down and got in, and that was fine. And we had a nice time. And that was when the conversation kind of came up of like who was the most gay. And because Cam was there, and I was like, the thing is, it's not Cam. Like, Cam got the basic edition gay package. Like, if there was a lowest entry level, that was what Cam got. The only gay part about him is the fact that he likes men. And even then, it's pretty much like me and Kit Connor, and I think that's where it ends. Like, he got the basic membership. I, on the other hand, I'm on like the platinum lifetime premium membership one where like I've got interior design, I've got good, like I can do fashion sense, I love Drag Race, like hate football, like all that sort of thing, like very different ends of the spectrum. But in the hot tub I also then had Avid, who is bisexual man and is doing whatever the hell we're doing in Vampires, so like gay chick. I've got Jimmy, who flower husband, and again, whatever the heck he's doing with like Ollie or even Cam or Green, gay as hell. Check. Then Jack says so many gay related things when we're playing games. Like quite often, sometimes I'll be in call with that group playing like League or something, and I am the straightest there, which is crazy. And then it goes Ollie, and then it was Cam. Cam was the straightest one out of those 6. So there was that, which was fun. Avid was also a little demon who then was like, oh, I need water, blah, blah, blah. So eventually we get water for him. He then proceeds to spend several times when no one is looking, he'll put water in his mouth and then spit it at you because it's cold.
Money. He got money. Get it all.
Evil little man. Little gremlin. Mammy, thank you so much for the gift sub. You didn't? I didn't. You did. That was the point. You were shooting cold water at us. You little menace. Which was bold coming from the man not even sat in the hot tub, to be fair. Because he was the easiest to make colder. This is what you have to deal with all the time. See, but Marm, you've seen me what I have to deal with Cam. And I think if I was to offer you a swap, you wouldn't want that. You got Cam good too. You did get Cam. Like, it wasn't just me. You were just a menace to me and Cam. Cam was funnier. Mine was just cold. First defeat picks now this. It's a never-ending battle, guys. The scam pick are you when you're in the shower? No. Cam values his life. So
We all make choices, but that was a choice.
So maybe you do want this. Cam won't. I can guarantee you now, if you had Cam, you will never see him when you're in the shower. Ever. You'll never see him there. I can guarantee that. Mar's like, that sounds nice, actually. Have it out here losing. You're losing your girl to Cam. Losing Marm to Cam without Cam even knowing is sending me. To be fair, Avid also lost Marm to me several times this weekend. There was one point where me, Marm, and Shelby. So like the house setup was like, it was a big house. It was a really big house. And we basically, there was a little like enclosed porch area. Well, I say enclosed, it was covered. So we'd gone out there like in the evening to sit down, like the three of us were just having a chat, like looking out at the night and like having a nice time. And in the room to the left of us, like one of the back rooms, there was a TV in there which a bunch of people were watching the mid-offs. They were seeing what was happening. Thank you, Laura, for the gifts. I very appreciated. So we were having a yap, and I eventually at one point, we'd been out for a while, and I was like, I was like, oh, I wonder if I can scare anyone by like knocking at the window if they're there or whatnot. So I then get up to look in the window through the little like gap, and I see just Avid stood like dad pose, like hands on hip, kind of just like watching the TV kind of thing. Very much the like, I don't know what's happening, but like I'm just going to watch it kind of vibe. So I then thought this is funny, so I took a photo of Avid to send to Avid. So we did that, which then proceeded the next 5 minutes. More about things much for the bets. Daddy pose. Sorry, Avid was in his daddy pose. And then, see, I didn't think that was your daddy pose. I thought it was when you did the other pose. Either way. We then spent the next like 5 minutes watching Avid like go back and forward like a Scooby-Doo episode, up and down the stairs, through rooms, trying to find where we were, and then also roped Cam into it at one point. Me, Shelby, and Marm are just like dying outside watching this through the window. Is like they're doing this, and like we're like ducking and avoiding and like trying to like, we were like, how can we get back inside to the room they were in? Like, how do we get them out and us go in? So then they come in and we're here like, hi, we've been here the whole time. Like, how did we do it? Eventually, Avid found us, so we didn't get to do it. But it was a fun time anyway. He then came, like when we eventually came in, he was like, I was looking for you all. And we're like, yeah, that's why we weren't telling you. I was like messaging him, like, what was it I said? Let me see. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. Well, there's a foot pick. I need to scroll past that one. I'll scroll. I basically just kept saying like, I have your girl. I have them. Like, it was basically just me being like, oh, and he's like looking for us, and I'm like, nope, I have her. She's mine now. Mean, I love you, but mean. What was mean? Oh, the fact that we didn't tell you where we were and hid from you. Or when I stole Marm. Which one? Have you... I get to be an extra menace today because it's my birthday and you have to be nice to me. And you have to forgive me when I do. When did I agree for Christmas? Like December 1st normally. I'm so annoyed though because I ended up leaving 2 Halloween decorations out and forgot to put them away. I'm getting forked on Thursday. I don't think I am getting forked on Thursday. There's not both forks, not happening. Absolutely not. You can try forking me all you want. It's not gonna happen. Guys, he's just mad because I forked him several times at the weekend. Okay? I forked Avid and now he's trying to fork me back. He did fork me a couple times at the weekend as well. But what does that mean? Okay, so basically when we were out for lunch, and you forked him back, you did. You forked me back really good. Actually, guys, if you want to blame anyone for us forking each other, it's AMZ TV. It's AMZ TV you need to be mad at. Because basically, Amy found these, or like had these like leftover wooden forks from lunch and decided to like, I don't know how they did it, but like, they basically just hid them on someone, which I think might have been Avid or something, like hid them on Avid's person without knowing he found them. He then did it to me. And it then just became a recurring bit of me and Avid forking each other by passing it back and forward. Like, I put it into his hood for a while, he would put it into my bag. And at one point we came in from town and like, you opened the door, there was a big mirror there. So I'm walking in, he makes a really unsubtle move to like drop behind me even though we were walking together. I then am looking in the mirror as I watch him put it into my bag. And he's like, he. And I'm like, I've seen you do it. Like, so I end up getting it back onto his person. Then day goes on, lovely evening. It's like 3 a.m. I'm tired. So I go up to bed kind of thing. Go to get into bed. There's just some forks. There's 2 wooden forks in my bed. And I'm like, fine. This guy. So I keep the forks. And I have an even better idea. So I actually, later on, the last day, this was the last day, we're packing, everyone's getting stuff into the cars and whatnot. Yeah, he left them nicely on the pillow for me. So it was right there as I got in. So is forking some slang? Nope, we were literally just putting 2 wooden forks onto each other. I would show you all the forks, but I forked him last and I'm winning. So I don't actually have the forks to show you. Avid could show you them on his stream. Avid could show you because he's the loser with the forks. But we ended up basically, I went to try and put it into Marm's car and it was locked. So I then went and managed to find a moment. Getting a moment where Avid isn't with Marm is difficult, but I managed to find a moment and I was like, I need your car keys. Out and out, Marm was like, yep, like she was ready to be like, I don't know what you need them for, but sure. Like, was just yes and I was like, I'm going to put the forks in. So like, Marm was all for this. I go and send Avid to take the bins out. And I then go into Marm's car, unlock it, go into Marm's car, find Avid's jacket, put it in his coat pocket and then like zip it up. And then like shut the door, lock it, give Marm back the key later kind of thing. And we were like, there's no way he's finding that. Like, he doesn't wear that jacket a lot. So like, we probably, like, it'll be a couple of days before it kicks in. And then later on, wait, Avid, can I show the photo Marm sent me of you with the forks? Can I show them? Can I show that? So I then get a text like randomly last night from him being like, you, like, really, like, you kind of thing about me getting the forks because he's found them. And I'm like cry laughing because I thought this was going to be a several day, like, had to wait payoff kind of thing. But instead, I get a lovely situation where Marm sends me this photo. So, as you can see, he has the forks. And the forks shall stay with Avid. They shall stay. Because the thing is, like, Avid needs to not only try and get it onto me, but it needs to get it onto me without me knowing. It was raining too, makes it even better. He has to get it on without me knowing, because otherwise I can get it back to him. So yeah, he was so forked. I forked him real good. That was like a long fork as well, because it wasn't even like a quick fork, so that it paid off and like he gave it back. Like, that was like a in for the long run fork, you know? Where is Cam? Cam is upstairs. I had offered for him to come and join me to open some of the Pokemon stuff. But he is an EP boy from a big weekend of socializing and work. So he is upstairs. And I've just remembered I didn't put this on. Wait a minute. I realize you all can't see what I'm fiddling with, but I'll just... There we go. Just so you don't forget. Longest fork you've ever had? Exactly. The word forking is it sounds wrong. It's so like the forking bit. So if any of you, okay, this is going to be a check on who here has seen Ghosts UK, Ghosts the TV show, the UK version because it's the best one. Who's seen Ghosts? Okay. One of my favorite bits of Ghosts, if you haven't watched Ghosts, by the way, like, highly recommend. If you're needing a show to add to your list, if you're needing something like the UK version is the best version, please watch it. The US, so there's like a UK, a US, a German, and a French version, I think. And basically the premise is couple inherit a house, have an accident, she so close to death that she can now see ghosts, and turns out the house they've inherited is haunted by a bunch of ghosts. Australian one, okay, so it's a French and Australian, not a German one. The UK version is great. The American version, I think, gets better. I don't like the American version at the start because it's just a worse version of the UK. Because they literally rip pretty much plot for plot all of Ghosts UK that exists, because there's only like 5 seasons and they're all only like 8 episodes long, compared to like the American version where they did way more. I think the American version gets better after they stop copying, kind of thing, because it just doesn't have the same humor and comedy behind it that makes the UK version work, like those jokes work. But the bit that's really funny with Ghosts is when they talk about going to like the or moving on kind of thing, they say they get sucked off. So there's funny bits because obviously a lot of them are really old, so they don't know like the different terminologies and slang. So they're like, "Ah, yes, like so and so got sucked off," and it's like, no, like not that, wasn't that. But like it's my favorite bit, and it's something like I love doing with like I was doing the forked bit where it's like that. Poison? Wait, like, but Ghosts are just like, oh yeah, I want to get sucked off. Oh, I hope I get sucked off. And like, Alison's like, oh. It's just really fun. And I think it's a great bit. There's also, from that show, Can't Wait for the Afterlife, guys. That's assuming you would go up. Avid. That's a lot of assumptions that you'd be going up. So Mary's the best for that. Exactly, Mary is the best. My favourite character from the UK version though is Kitty, and I really, really want to find an SMP that makes sense to. But I want to play basically my character based on Kitty. Like I want to play the kind of like slightly ditzy, very innocent, not really aware what's going on, but like also is slightly more clued in and getting her way than you think. I always think of that, like there's an episode where like she's attached to that statue and they're like going to get rid of it and she's like, no, like crying like you can, and they're like, okay, but what about if we just move her? And she's like, great, that sounds fantastic. Like she's like, I love that plan, and just like instantly turns it off, and I'm like, yeah, love that. Where can you watch it? If you're in the UK, it's on BBC iPlayer. If you're not in the UK, you could use a VPN to the UK and then use BBC iPlayer. And outside of that, I don't know. You'd have to Google. But there is a wonderful thing called Google, or you can just Google where to watch Ghosts UK and then insert your country here. I watched the US version, I feel oddly dirty now. If you watch the UK version, you'll see what the original was like. Unless you checked Paramount Plus, there we go. Let's go get the computer that folds. Have I watched Interview with the Vampire? I haven't, but I've seen so many TikToks of Interview with the Vampire. Google told me you and Avid were in a relationship. On vampires? Well, yeah. Avid, we're going to have a talk about this. If you're telling people that we're in a relationship enough for Google to say it, like, we're going to need to have a word. You know? That was meant to be secret. That was... It's fine. Apparently, like, best friends IRL. Exactly. Don't trust Google or just the internet. Because it's the same as me and Amy have laughed so much about this. I had someone one time reply to my tweet being like, you're the guy who cheats on your partner. And the photo they used was when me and Amy pretended to kiss during Twitch rivals. Like when I went up and like we did the hand thing. And they like circled like where it was my finger to Amy's and like arrows and all this sort of thing. And it's like, I literally had Gucky messaging me being like, can you kiss me next? And I said, yeah. And they were like, yeah. Like, you know? Like, neither of us are doing that. And you think if we were, we'd be just doing it live? It's crazy. Big red hours must be true type of tweet. Exactly. Must be true. I had to explain the joking flirting to my friend because she's a silly sausage. It's so funny where, like, if you're an OG or like, if you've been around on my channel for a long time, my entire brand was having multiple Minecraft husbands. Like, I had, at one point, it was husbands 1 through 5. Like, they were just numbered. You know, like, my whole brand was being flirty with every Minecraft man. This isn't new for me. This is actually going back to my roots with Pyro and Avid. Like, literally, I did an MCC team where it was my husband's. You know? Like, it's really... So whenever people are like... I can tell when someone has known my content for a while and understands it's a bit, or people that think it's serious. And it's like, no. I love Cam. Cam is my love. I love him lots and lots. He is my man, my guy, my bestie. But that doesn't mean I can't flirt with my other friends and pretend Minecraft roleplay, you know? It's gonna be fun. Scott as a roster since day one, exactly. Also, speaking of fun, I want to open a Pokemon card.
I love you, bitch. Oh my god. I ain't gonna never stop loving you, bitch.
Wait, thanks so much for the bed. So you like the cards? Can confirm those two are madly in love. Exactly. Did I like the cards from Avid? I did. I loved my card from Avid. It's in... I was going to say I could go and find it. It's in a bag. Wait, actually. Guys, 2 seconds. I think I know where this is. Okay, chat, I'm back. Yes, Avid, what's the issue? So, Avid got me a wonderful present. He gave me a bunch of really cool Pokemon cards from his collection. Like, I have them here, where, like, he gave me a bunch of his old ones, like first edition cards, which are lovely. He also gave me some really cool ones. I mean, they were all cool because they're from him, but I also got like a holo Jolteon and like this fancy NT I love. Very cool. And I got it in a lovely birthday bag. Lovely birthday bag, which came with some fun activities because there was like a spot the difference and there's a maze. And that was great. But then, on top of that, I have some birthday cards. Okay? I have a lovely one here from Marm. This lovely flowers. Lovely, nice, happy birthday card. Very wonderful, you know? This is great. This is very nice. So many amazing birthday cards, so very thoughtful. Now this birthday card had a lot of thought put into it. Had a lot of time and effort put into it. Because Avid decided for me that the only appropriate card for him to show and express how much he loves me and the way that he loves me was to get me this. This was my birthday card from Avid. So, this is what I got. Just put that one there for you. Just leave it. There you go. So, that was the wonderful birthday card I got from Avid. I also got some chocolates. So, So thank you, Avid, for the lovely birthday card. Now we're going to open this. I have a big Pokemon box to open. And this is probably going to end with no luck for me. But this is the set that Green opens a lot, called Crown Zenith. And he normally gets a lot of luck with it. It was also very cute because Cam had to... Or he got this by like being on call with like Green, because Green had to teach him how eBay works, for getting Pokemon packs and cards and that, and full sets and stuff. So we have this lovely big Pikachu. I can add here next to my big Lucario. And then it has two little Pikachus. Money, he got money, get it all. So, how do I pronounce that? Like, what is the correct pronunciation for that? Because there's so many... Was that? Sohm? I don't know. But, and I have two little Pikachus. They're very cute. And then, we have 5 packs. 5. So, let's see what we get. Mystic Purple, thank you so much for the bits. For luck, thank you.
I love you too.
I love you. I love you too. Okay. We have a Sunkern. Coughing. Oddish. Salandit. Energy. Whoa. A Duskull. Yay. And then we have a Tangrowth. That's just a V-Star card. Shaman. Friends of Hisui. And then Curving. Fine. Okay, we got a good hit. We got one of the hits. That's actually part of like a cool 9 card set. So like there's 9 Pokemon that all make up one big art piece together. We play Legends Z? I have. I've not finished it though. Still need to do that. So. Come on. We have Baltoy. Galarian Meowth. Energy Retrieval. Shinx. Harvesta. Baltoy. Wheelord. And that was our hit, technically. Wheelord was our hit. You love Baltoy? Why'd you love Baltoy? What is it about Baltoy you love so much, Avid? Reasons? Yeah, what are the reasons? Youngest. Cheruby. Execute. Rockruff. You know, Avid, you kind of give Rockruff energy, I think. Purrloin. Or Purrloin. Oh! A Radiant Charizard. It's shiny. I think I have this in like a Japanese. I think I have this card in a Chinese. Or like, maybe it's a Japanese one. But I think I have it in a not English version, which is cool. Okay. Look, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome on in. Hope you had a wonderful stream. What's going on? Well, no, the reason I say Avid gives Rockruff is because A, he's just got that kind of like puppy energy. He got that dog in him kind of vibe. But I think also the fact that like Lycanroc has two versions of like the normal heroic one and then like a batshit crazy version. And I feel like that's kind of Avid. You know, he could evolve into either one. I give Baltoy energy. Why? What is it about me that... Is that what you liked about Baltoys? Because it like reminds you of me? Is that why? Seal. Cricketot. Aaron. Starly. Riolu. Wow, I have this already, but look how pretty it is. It's one of my favorites. Because I love cards that have other Pokemon in them. Oh! And then I also got this. Right. Camera. There we go. I also got this. Whoa, maybe it is my bird. Okay, we need to open more. Baltoy or Boytoy? No, Baltoy's a Pokemon. My Boytoy was Avid, apparently. Those are different. What cards are in these packs? Are they cold? Because this is Crown Zenith. So... Pokeball. Corphish, Oddish, Seal, Rockruff or Avid. Look, Avid is here. Pangoro, and that was the hit. Okay, well, I was going to be like, let's only do one, but I have had pretty good luck here, and it's my birthday, so I do what I want. So I think we get the big box. Look how crazy this is. Like this is crazy. What I picked for my starter for Z8, I picked my favorite, my baby, my little guy, Totodile. My three favorites are Totodile, Lucario, and Whimsicott. How did Avid and Boytoy happen in the same sentence? So I've not seen it fully. I've seen like the clip of it happening because we're not allowed to watch POVs this week that weren't Avids. So I've only seen clips that made it around Twitter. Which obviously Owen calling Avid my Boytoy was going to make rounds, especially because Pyro just agreed. So we now need to get all of these out. These are not Crown Zenith. These are a mix of things, but there's so many of them. Who's my favorite NPC in ZA so far? I'll be so real. The game right now is still so much feeling like just a consistent tutorial level that I've not really got attached to any of the NPCs because I just spam click through it enough because I want to play. So, we're going to start. What do we have? There's a Silver Tempest. There's some Astral Radiance. Yeah, your sire seems to have a new boy toy in Pyro. Agreed, exactly. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 Astral Radiance and 6 Silver Tempest. And 2 Lost Origin. I'm going to start with these 2. Should you get Pokemon for your Switch too? Yes. It is a lot of fun. Opinions on Piplup? Piplup's very cute. I actually have on my croc a little Piplup Gibbet. Got those 5 as Ditto, Cubone, Eevee, Gengar, and Piplup. And then my other one has the original starters and Pikachu. Cleo! Hi! How are you? Also, chat, just because holding my hand up to the camera's a pain, I'm going to kind of look through these and I'll show you anything cool. See? Cool. It also means I'm able to, like, actually, like, read your chat messages a bit more and, like, chat. Hun and Pi are going to get demoted to a grave. Doo-doo. You've all got to remember, in the same way that V. Scott was annoyed at Pyro for taking out a useful member of the team before we've won, or got out, he will feel the same for Owen and Pyro. We're like, right now shooting myself in the foot doesn't make sense. Okay, we're gonna do Astral Radiance. Eventually, sure, if Vampire Scott has many things, petty is definitely one of them. You know? He can hold a grudge. He's a petty guy. Oh wait, this shaman's really cute. Focus. That's really cute. I'll put that aside in case Maddie Milkberries wants it. Maddie collects shaman. Wanted Pyro to break free from Scott's manipulation, but not like this. What have I done after turning Pyro? Like, I've not hit Pyro at any point after the Shelby thing. He betrayed us by lying about his secret bunker. But like, I never asked him to call me sire. Like, Pyro's done that thing where he's created an image. You've been pretty at Pyro, that's enough. So you think I'm pretty? No, Pyro is very much done that thing where, like, you make, or you in your head make up this idea of what a person has said or done, rather than just going based off of what they've done. And, like, you act according to that image. Like, he has this image of me being this big, evil, scary thing. Because I am, but I've never done that to him. If that makes sense. Like, other than obviously we turned to him, like, yes, that was brutal, that was violent. But, like, since him being in the vampire side, I've not done anything after, per se. Ooh. A Radiant Heatran. It's not focusing. Pyro's so wet cat. He is. He's a little wet cat. Kawaii-tron, thanks so much for the raid. Welcome on in. The art style on this stuff is cute. Does V Scott really lie much? Because I don't think he does. Exactly. I actually don't think V Scott has done anything wrong ever. Ooh. Like, focus. Wow. I like the background, and Jirachi's cute. Scott is an unreliable, I'm assuming you mean narrator when it comes to his own character. I disagree. I think genuinely for the longest time, my POV was one of the only, like, I was very upfront with the audience of all of mine. Like, I would lie to Ren about my sick mother, and then I cut to me being like, yeah, I made that up. Like, Amy! What's the height? Right. Aim's the audience. I actually have a bone to pick with some of you. A lot of you, actually, okay? This is... You hurt your streamer at my birthday weekend, inadvertently. Because during my birthday weekend, my beloved Cam decided to do a quiz where it was a bunch of different round themes, all based on me. And one of the rounds was pointless, which, if you don't know how pointless works, basically you get asked a question and you want to say the answer that you think the least amount of people have said. So, we're playing pointless. And one of the ones was basically like one of the questions that Cam had put out to his audience, which are my audience, which, if you were all in here, would have been you. But that's the issue. You weren't watching here. You weren't watching Cam's stream. You didn't get in the Discord to know. So when the question of pointless came up, of who are people, like, who do people think of to associate me with, no one said Amesy TV. No one. Amy wasn't even on the list. Amesy wasn't even on the list. See, Amy, I'm now seeing a lot of people saying they put you, which doesn't line up with the story Cam told us, so like... Well, you didn't clarify the question. A lot of you thought celebrities. See, I'm seeing a lot of people saying that they put Amy, but we got there. It wasn't. Also, same as for the ship names. None of you put any with me and Avid. Major Scythe was in there. But the ship names with me and Avid? Nope, none of those were on. So... Someone's not telling the truth exactly. Ooh. We got a Reggie Lakey. Do, 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 do. Okay, that is that packet done. You're trying to get a GX of every evolution. Oh, that's fun. I love doing having a collection to complete. So like, I'm doing one of every Pokemon. So like a card of every Pokemon and a binder. And then I'm also doing every Lucario card, every Whimsicott card, and every Totodile card. And also, speaking of cards, I also just got this one. A Magerna V. Which is fine. Okay, let me have a flick through. Nothing. So one thing that was annoying about this set of cards is basically when you open it, if it had a white code card on the back compared to a black one, the white meant there was nothing good in it. So quite often you would open the packet, see that, and already know that the pack was a dud. Which isn't fun. I don't want to know it's a dud until I flick through them all, you know? Ooh. Another Radiant. It's not gonna work. She's not having it. It's Radiant Serena. Just cute. Okay, we have 2 packets left. We need to hope for some good luck. Also, I asked Cam about the Amesy not getting points thing. You filled it in too late. Responses were sent after he made the quiz. The Amesy fans were not on time. They were not there. I'm so mad that I traded this card. Well, I mean, I traded for it, so I already have it. But look. Come on. Camera. Look. It's so pretty. And then I also did get this one. Which is fun. Okay. That might be all we get, to be fair. That was pretty good luck. So... nothing. Which was right. But I will say our pulls for this evening have been pretty good overall. Like, we have had Ursulina, Gardevoir, Serena, Magernia, Regieleki, Jirachi, Itran, Rotom, Zeraora, Manaphy, Radiant Charizard, Duskull. Very good picks on top of the 2 fancy Pikachus that came with the set. Which is fine. But, chat, I think that is where I'm going to wrap up my birthday time. We still have more Pokemon cards to open in like another stream because I have all this left over from the stream we did at Ollie's. But this was for my birthday, so I wanted to open on my birthday stream. I am going to send you all over to the wonderful Infinite Drift. I will send you all over to Drift. I will not be live tomorrow, obviously, because tomorrow is Vampires Day. So I will be busy recording. And then on Wednesday, I'm also not live anymore because I'm going to the Wicked 2 premiere. I'm going to like the big premiere. I'm going as Amy's +1. So sad for Cam, great for me. But I'm going on Wednesday. So I will see you all, I think, Thursday? No. There may be a stream on Thursday early, but I don't know because Avid and Marm are coming to stay over. But there's definitely a stream on Friday at 6 p.m. I'm doing Escape Room Sim with Shelby, Avid, and Owen, and we're doing the Vampires level. Because that'll be totally fine. Having Owen and Avid doing a Vampires thing together. Nothing can go wrong, right? Nothing's ever gone wrong. Those two together. Bye!